All right. Oh, you, you get the notification that we're doing this here. So we're here in Pensacola, Florida, and it's lunchtime here. And we've been doing a workshop for teachers. And this is Christine Baker.
Hello, welcome.
She is the assistant principal here at C.A. Wise Elementary School. They are the Wise Owls. And their school is going one-to-one Chromebooks and one-to-one iPads this coming school year. So teachers have spent a couple days here with me getting ready for that. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll talk about the Chromebooks and iPads.
Sure. So I have been in education for about 15 years, and it was really neat. I started teaching here at Weiss Elementary School, and then last year was my first year in administration, and I got to come back. So that was a really awesome opportunity for me. We're just really, I've been a tech coordinator. So the tech thing was really special that we were chosen.
She's really techie.
So it was really awesome that we got to be chosen to be a focus school next year. So that's what we're looking forward to, this personalizing the learning environment for our students.
So somebody mentioned, both having iPads and Chromebooks. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's kind of, it was a little nerve-wracking for me even at first, trying to think about how to make sure that what we were doing would make sense to the students regardless of the device. So our iPads will be in our K-2 classrooms. It seems that those devices are a little bit more suited to the hands of the babies. And then the Chromebooks are in our 3-5, and the Chromebook initiative also rolls into our middle and high schools here. So it makes sense for them to switch over to those Chromebooks eventually. We are using Google Drive and Google Classroom kind of as the platform that doesn't, it's kind of, device ubiquitous. So it doesn't matter what they're on, that would make sense to teach them those kinds of skills through that. Yeah.
So having all these Chromebooks and iPads, what are you most excited about?
I can't wait to see what the students come up with. I'm really excited to see them create and have that global audience and share and work together, because I think that's something we're missing right now. So I'm really excited to see what the students do. But it's also been really awesome to see the teachers working with Tony, because they have really lit up this week, and I am excited to see kind of what they're willing to let their students get their hands on.
Yeah, we've spent some time getting them started, particularly focusing on the kinds of products they can make and students can make, and giving them a little bit. And I can tell your teachers are going to take it like steps and steps above.
I hope so. Yeah, we're really excited. They've been through some other trainings, and they have some other opportunities to learn more about voice and choice for the students in a couple more weeks before school starts. But I'm looking forward to seeing, what kind of products that they just seem to be really motivated to let their students have these opportunities. I keep hearing them say, if our classrooms are this engaged and quiet, we know that we've done a good job. So they're starting to feel what it can feel like, and I think that's a big benefit this week.
Yeah. So First at Bat had just said she'd love to connect with you. So your Twitter is in the name of this Periscope, and it's CMB Pensacola, because we're in Pensacola, Florida.
That's right. That's me. Yeah, that's awesome. Choice and voice, I think, would best be explained by giving students opportunities to choose some things. So instead of always directing students to one application or one website, maybe giving them some choices about what to do with that. And also the voice part comes in and letting them share what they have learned with each other, so that it's not always the teacher's voice being heard. I think those are two things for us that we're focused on when it comes to that.
That was a great question.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
So when I've been working with Chromebooks and iPads, and I think that I'm really excited of all the tools I've been exploring. I think Snagit is really exciting for Chromebooks. Being able to just click and record what's on your screen. You can make narrated slideshows that way, and screencasts. Yeah, Google as a platform is a great idea, and they're adding more and more. I've been with Google Docs before it was Google Docs. It was called Writely years ago, and used it for collaboration, and it was great. Yep, voice and choice again. So important. Key. So Snagit is free. It's a free Chrome extension.
Yeah, I love Snagit. Was actually the first extension I ever tried, and I fell in love with it immediately. I'm actually usually a native Mac user, and I loved Screencast-O-Matic. Was always a really simple way for me to make some screencasts. And so when I went over to the Chromebook and was starting to play and see what can I help the teachers with, Snagit was an instant find for me. It's free, super easy to use.
And then another extension, which I just did the broadcast for last night, and it's still live because it hasn't been 24 hours, is Google Tone, where you can send the URL that's currently open in your browser to the whole class by a sound. So that's a neat extension too.
And I loved that because and I think this would be real in a classroom, is the tone that you send from your teacher machine. It reaches kind of the students towards the front, but then they tone it back to the other students. And I have loved watching the teachers go, oh, I'll send it to them, don't worry. Because I can see that happening in the classroom, Yeah, that was awesome. That's awesome.
So what other tools have you, as you're working with teachers, what have you seen them really attach to? What do they really like?
Really, they really like the basic applications in Google Drive. So the slides, obviously, because they have a lot of ways they can think of applying that across multiple disciplines. They've really enjoyed getting to know Google Classroom, and Google Classroom is coming along every day, like constantly. Every day we're getting updates to that, right? It's like every day. So they're interested in that, but they are kind of like, how do I keep up? So how do you keep up with those kinds of things?
Like Twitter and talking with other teachers. Yeah, Google Classroom is one that's really hard to keep up with because there is so much.
It's a baby still. It's still in its infancy.
Yeah. So and it's going to change even more. Yeah. So you're going to ask the same thing. How do you keep up with this stuff? It's just and playing with it. And you just can't know everything. And that's where, like for me, I can't believe I hadn't used Snagit before, but it just hadn't needed it. Until this week. Right. And now I'm really glad I know about it.
Yeah. And I love that we're kind of learning with the teachers, because for them to see us go, oh, I had no idea. Yesterday afternoon when Tony shared about the assignments and being able, how it makes an automatic copy for the students, I hadn't learned that yet. So I used it, went home, made an assignment for the teachers and rolled it out this morning, and they were like, this is amazing. Like, now I see how powerful the classroom can be because it's organizing everything for them. So
yeah. So with your second year rollout there, what advice do you guys have? Because a lot of you have experience, particularly with either Chromebooks or iPads. What would you want to tell the teachers? Because we get to see them again this afternoon, and we'd love to take back some of that information to them, because it definitely, that's another way to learn, is from other people's mistakes and successes.
Yeah. I did see a teacher say using the Google apps with the primary grades. I will say that our K1 teachers loved the forms because they could do things as simple as having typing practice. So I'm going to put some sight words up here and leave a text box. Yeah. And then the students get that typing practice, familiarity with finding keys on the keyboard, and they submit it, and I see when they practice, I can see where their errors are. They're not making the space, so maybe they don't know the space bar. Is everything capitalized? They have the cap locks down. So our primary teachers are definitely finding some useful ways to use it. Even our pre-K teachers were talking about trying to get it in there.
Great. So some advice: have patience with all the teachers and with PD. Yeah, and I think that you guys are really doing it right here, where you're just giving teachers a lot of opportunities, but it's like low stress. Just trying to bring them along, and you have some really key teachers here. You must hire, like, particularly looking for tech skills, because there are some that just really are blowing my mind with the things they know how to do. Right.
Actually, this summer we knew what was coming next year, so when we did interview, we did look for some key people for certain grade levels, and we really, really lucked out. So we have a lot of learners, and having that growth mindset has been key. Has been key for especially 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade teachers, because they're going from those iPads and Macs to the Chromebooks. So not only are their students going to have them, but this is a new device to them too. Yeah. So that's cool. Very cool.
Cool. So then I asked you what you're most excited about. My question for you is then, what are you most worried about? Anything?
Just making sure that we provide that ongoing PD. So we do have a plan for that, because it's great to give them a lot in the summer, but then the year starts and you get hung up on something and you go back to your habits, right? So we have a plan. We actually spend every Friday during grade levels doing PD, and so the first Friday of the month is reading PD, then we have math PD. So our 3rd Friday of every month is going to be this personalized learning initiative PD for that, so we can have that ongoing conversation.
Yeah, the ongoing piece is great. And then PHX principle, differentiated PD is a challenge.
Yes. It is a challenge. We tried to work through that this week, but I will say, just making sure you have lots of opportunities for them, just like you do for your students.
Giving them voice and choice.
That's it. Giving the teachers voice and choice, because they'll find their way to figure it out.
I saw a comment there. Have you noticed any Google Tone shenanigans happening in your classroom. I'm talking to the people in Periscope, because that could happen. The thing is, if you have Google Tone installed, that extension, not only can you receive tones, but you can send them. My little suggestion was have everybody always mute their device unless they have headphones in, and that way tones don't go across. Press my home button. Okay, we're still there.
Awesome. Wow. That was a quick recovery. Yeah.
Hopefully they're still there.
They try that principal that's tuned in, kind of making some comments there. Try the Google Tones. Our faculty has really loved it. It was a great quick way to get some information out to the teachers, a website out to the teachers without them having to type in a long email.
Yeah, and with the primary teachers that have iPads, I showed QR codes, and they're so excited because then kids don't have to, they won't make a typo or they have to type in all these things. Like they just scan and it's there. Well, QR codes don't work so well on Chromebooks. Right. So I'm so glad that recently Google Tone came out, so you can send the whole class to a website, but instead of a QR code, it's through a sound that plays through the teacher's speakers.
Yeah, no, it was awesome to come in here yesterday and hear it being used. And I think the QR codes were the perfect option for the pre-K through second grade teachers, because they went home and made some. I mean, they were showing them to me this morning. Oh yeah.
I worked with them yesterday, and I'll see them after lunch. They're gathering like in the library back there behind us, because our workshop will start in a little bit.
Yep.
But
yep. It's very exciting, very exciting. So I can't wait to see what you have planned for them this afternoon.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Right. Yeah. Well, Christine, thank you so much for chatting with me, and we'll give a few more hearts here as we continue our afternoon here in a little bit. Yep. And thanks everybody who joined in and offered your suggestions. That's why I love Periscope. It's neat to see what you guys have to say.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make sure those headphones for tone. That was my tip. Yep, that's when I get Scott. That's right.
Yeah. First at bat, I'm sorry, but you got the brown hearts. And if you've been on Periscope, do you know this? Brown hearts have a special name.
No, I don't know this.
So your hearts match the color of your comment box when you're in Periscope. And if you're brown, Periscope people have so you're not going to like this first at bat. They've nicknamed them heart farts.
Oh, you need to definitely change.
You don't get to control your color. That's the problem. Yeah, it's just the luck of the draw. What random color you get for that? Yeah, I know. That's a lovely thing, right?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Look at her.
Lovely. I can. Yeah.
Sweetheart.
Heart.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. All right.
All right. Well, again, thanks for joining me. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you later.